Okay, now we are continuing the discussion related to job table. So here we are discussing what are the columns and each column is created for what purpose. Okay, we know that already. SQL server .exe, this is a background service just like our scheduler of code nest, which is executing backgroundly. So mostly what it is executing, it is executing jobs. Okay, but the point is here is this job is we can run manually, not only through these jobs. We are thinking that these jobs are run by only the background services, not like that. These jobs can be run by manually or by the scheduler, nothing but SQL Server agent. If you need to run this job through SQL Server agent, so we need to create one schedule. Okay, those schedule contain the parameters when to run, either trigger, recurrence or periodic wise. Those are things are there. Okay, but now first I need to discuss what is job, and then who will be execution will separate part. Okay, now already SQL Server contain UI is there, UI for job creation. Like UI contain one is what is the name of the job, and we need to know what is the category this job is using for which category, and then description for what purpose we are using, then finally is enabled. This is general UI for the job, which is available in the SQL Server in the job tab. Okay, but category here what it is saying that before explain this UI, actually job is nothing but it is a collection of steps. Okay, these are the collection of steps which need to execute it. So which need to be executed, but job is nothing but the actual core is this step, whatever steps job contain. This is the core of the job, but this for the remember means uniquely identify purpose. Okay, for these steps or for execution purpose. Okay, steps is for execution purpose, and this is for uniquely identification purpose. Okay, and so first what are the things? Uniquely identification is nothing but just as a name to differentiate. Next, for the category base, whenever we need to filter the list of jobs based on the category. So here category base. Okay, category. So what are the categories already available? By default there are built-in lot of categories are there, like okay, this job is creating for what purpose. Now this job I am creating for snapshot replication, for replication purpose. If replication purpose, okay, then replication contain multiple types. Which type of replication you are doing here? Okay, snapshot replication. Next category is snapshot. Okay, next is merge. Another is that is transaction replication, which is done by the log reader. And finally log shipping, not finally log shipping, and full test search or some maintenance related, database maintenance related jobs. Okay, finally custom hour creating, local custom. Okay, these are already built in, already available categories type of job. So for these category type of jobs we no need to define steps, because these are the built-in categories type of job. For these jobs already steps are created. Okay, just we need to configure maybe some places, but these steps are already created by SQL Server only, because these are jobs which are belonging to the core SQL Server. Now if you here local means here you are creating your custom jobs. This is the custom type of jobs. Okay, if you are creating as a custom type of job, then you need to define the steps. What are the steps you need to do? Okay, so let us take and these are the category, purpose of the category. If category is local, that means custom type, then you need to define the step, otherwise it will not execution. Next is enable. This one is to make this job is active or not. Okay, these are what okay, these are the general configuration. Now coming to the okay, sometimes otherwise you need to add local custom category. Then we have, there is already built-in store procedure is there, category. This is built-in store procedure where we can add our custom what category. Okay, now Now we need to add the steps. Okay, what are the things steps will contain? Okay, actually in steps also there are some let us take for uniquely identification purpose name, then after that name is for uniquely identification of the purpose, then actually what action it need to do, this step will be do what action we need to do. Like there are these actions also custom actions, not custom, different types we need to select only. Like in that one is action one is like you need to execute what T-SQL statement. Okay, whenever you are selecting this action type, you need to execute T-SQL statement. Then we have to define what is the SQL command. This need to be executed by the step one. Okay, when you are selecting the action is T-SQL. Okay, other than this, if there is another action is there, that exe file. Purpose of this action is we have to, it will be call the exe or wherever available exe, we have to define the path of the exe. So this step will, the action will take the responsibility to run this exe process file. Otherwise it need to execute command prompt. In the command prompt you need to execute some script, some statement. Okay, here you need to select the command prompt and need to define what is the, so each different type of action contain different input parameters. If here action is you are taking snapshot.exe, by default this action will become if you selected the category type of replication with snapshot, this one is selected. Then to execute this you need to give, already we know I explained previously, to run the snapshot it take parameters like who is publisher, subscriber, in the as well as distribution, like this parameter it need. So different, okay, different selection of action we need to specify with respect to their configuration. Okay, you got it. Now these are the configuration of the steps. Okay, then after execution, other configurations related to the execution. If execution of the step fail, then what I need to do, whether I need to stop this job or continue the next step. Otherwise, like this, these things we need to configure. Otherwise I need to retry. If I configure retry, how many time I need to retry? Okay, then what is the duration? I mean, we have different types of retry model like exponential, linear, etc. These are retry. Okay, so these are the success config. If fail, we need to do configuration. Similarly, if it is success, then I need to stop like this, or next need to proceed next step, etc. These are the, okay, these are the execution related configuration I need to do for the respective step. Okay, after that other things are like whatever execution. Let us take this actual core of the job is nothing but the steps only. This is like engine, maybe some processor, whatever of the database, it is executing these steps. Okay, whenever some things happen, I need to know what are the logs of this each step. Then you need to specify for the respective step what is the log path, because based on the log path, if you given the log path, then this step is executed by the executor, or maybe in like in our codeness job processor which is executing each step. So these steps, whatever logs are there, will be written in this log path file. Okay, if you are configured the table, then this log also added in this table of the respective execution. Okay, and then after that, okay, these two tables are there. I described configuration. One is job, is job content, job step, and in job step what are the things it is doing. If success, what is the configuration, log path. If fail, next step, and notify, need to update store in log table. And 1 second, I will check table exact. Okay, next I need to discuss is related to the schedules. Okay, now this job need to be, we are thinking that this job need to be executed by scheduler. Actually, this is the input for our SQL Server agent. SQL Server agent actually check what are the schedules are there. Then based on the schedules, it start to execute. Okay, based on the schedules, it start to execute. Now, what are the things we need to configure in schedules is, number one is whether it is running one time or recurringly. Okay, if it is need to run in one time, just like in our coordinate scheduler,